Good morning and welcome to Richland Revealed, your news and information show about the events and happenings in Richland County and the Midlands. I'm your host, Stephanie Snowden. Coming up on this week's show, Richland County just passed a 2008 budget and Chairman Joe McEachern stops by with some highlights. Tamara King has a report on how the county is making home ownership reality for our residents. Jennifer Dowden has an update on the first annual Planning Summit. We'll have more on summer programs for your kids and tell you how to keep your teens in particular safe this summer. Plus, we'll have a wrap-up of the transportation forums and tell you about a free and fun-to-learn program for your kids being hosted this summer by Richland County and Dutch Square Mall, free of charge. This and much, much more on this summer edition of Richland Revealed. Beginning June 1st, state sales tax increased from 5% to 6%. That means in Richland County, residents are now paying 7% sales tax for goods and services and 9% for prepared food that you would get from restaurants. Now, if you own a business, you can contact the State Department of Revenue at the following numbers. Richland County recently wrapped up a series of successful transportation forums aimed at finding out what you think are the most important transportation issues in the county. You may have seen these commercials advertising the forums.
Wish there were more pedestrian greenways in Richland County? Well, here's your chance. Come out and be heard at the next Richland County Transportation Forum, because if we do nothing, nothing will change.
And whether it was improving bus service or better walkways or improved roads in the Northeast, we heard you loud and clear. The meetings were sponsored by the Richland County Transportation Study Commission, appointed by County Council. The group is due to provide the county with a final report by mid-2008. Now, if you would like more information about the status of the work of the committee, visit our website at richlandonline.com and click on the Transportation Study Commission link at the top of our webpage. And thank you so much for coming out and telling us what you think. It's no secret that some residents living in the Hopkins community have been battling water woes for quite some time. Last year, with DHEC approval, the county improved the water service delivery to residents of the Franklin Park subdivision. Now, Richland Utilities is looking to make further improvements by tying the wells of Hopkins Middle School and Hopkins Elementary School to other public wells in the area. A series of public meetings is taking place this June at Hopkins Park to educate our residents. Councilwoman Bernice Scott says everyone deserves safe and clean water.
Clean drinking water is entitled to anyone in this United States. And we here in Richland County, we deserve that. And the residents deserve it.
For more information about the water meetings taking place at Hopkins Park in June, contact the Richland County Utilities Division at 401-0050. Schools, the county detention center, solid waste and recycling services, as well as the court system are just a few of the things funded by county taxpayers. Richland County Council has passed a fiscal 2008 budget, and joining me in the studio to discuss this budget and probably some other things is Chairman Joe McEachern. How you doing, Chairman?
I'm doing great.
All right, well, you didn't keep us till midnight or 3 o'clock in the morning, so we're very happy about that.
Yeah.
You passed a budget.
I thought it went well. It was very, very well structured in how we handled it because, you know, we have line items, hundreds of issues. And in the structure we've had, you know, in the last 2 or 3 years, I thought it went well.
All right. Well, the total general fund budget is about $127 million.
Right.
But in addition to that, the school budgets, District 1, you all passed a budget of? Yes.
We have several budgets, you know, that we also oversee, School District 1 and 2. School District 1 budget, I think somewhere around $158 million. School District 2 budget is somewhere around $94 million. So you can see these budgets as well, part of ours, as we go through this process of setting the budget. But you take that $127 million, that's the complete operation of this county.
Fire service.
Oh, yeah.
Jails.
And then when you start talking about the sheriff office, our public service, sheriff office, the detention center, and our emergency services, our ambulance service, and those kind of entities in the county, they're very labor intensive, as well as you know, equipment, you know, involved, like ambulances and patrol cars. And so I thought we did a very good job in doing that, especially that we're on a cap this year. This is the first year that we're under a state mandated cap, you know. And so because we're on the cap, we had to be very, very prudent as far as our spending is concerned, but yet to be able to deliver the services that our citizens are looking for.
And I know it's very difficult sometimes when people see their taxes, but when you think about everything that the county is responsible for and that's being funded, you know, it is a good bang for the buck.
Yes, I think, and also too, if you look at the structure of our budget, for instance, we have a very balanced budget in several different aspects. One is that 48% of our budget is taxes. You know, so we make up our budget of 52% of fees and services that we, you know, generate. Economic development, for instance, I think we created through bringing industry in through those fees. That was $50 million part of our budget. And so, you know, I think we have a good balance of our budget. We don't overburden the taxpayer. We have good industry in Richland County. And so we're excited about this budget, but it took a lot of hard work.
Yeah,
to get
it did.
done.
I don't know how you all are able to keep everything straight. For me, I just have to remember what y'all passed, so it makes it a little bit easier for me.
Yeah.
And if the budget wasn't enough, and if he isn't busy enough, he also recently tackled the issue of growth in the county. The entire council did. They recently hosted a planning summit for Richland County's municipalities and school districts. Richland Revealed's Jennifer Dowden has this report on how the county is trying to be a good neighbor.
Richland County has experienced tremendous growth over the last decade, averaging over 4,000 new residents per year. With this growth comes the need to expand, providing new services such as schools and transportation. This is why Richland County hosted a planning summit in May to discuss these and other growing issues.
Richland County Council invited leaders of the community to the first ever municipal planning summit in order to join forces and create a comprehensive plan for the future growth of Richland County.
I think that just the commitment of the people in the room today is an indication you have a broad breadth of different constituencies represented here in government and community-based groups. So I think that's a good sign. I think people are ready to collaborate, and this was just a wonderful vehicle to allow us that opportunity.
Once we put all our cards on the table, we'll go away with a dialogue that we know and we can take back to our constituents saying, this is where we are, this is what we're trying to do, this is where we want to take your county, we want your input, we are getting the input from all of our legislators to make that happen.
Something the municipalities hope will foster stronger relationships and overall community success.
Now, County Council is looking to schedule more summits in the future to further look at how we can all contribute to planning for growth. Well, up next, we'll tell you how to keep your kids safe and engaged this summer. After this break, you're watching Richland Revealed. Welcome back to Richland Revealed, your news and information show about the events and happenings in Richland County and the Midlands. Good morning to you. I'm your host, Stephanie Snowden. Welcome back to Richland Revealed, your news and information show about the events and happenings in Richland County and the Midlands. Good morning to you. I'm your host, Stephanie Snowden. The Richland County Public Library has all kinds of summer reading programs for teens, tweens, and those under the age of 12. And it's a great program, and rather than tell you about it, it's better to show you about it. Joining me in the studio is 6-year-old Josiah Washington, and he is extraordinary. You're about to enjoy yourself. How are you?
Good.
Good. Okay, so are you 6 years old?
Yes.
Okay, and why are you not nervous being on television?
Because when I was at the Richland County Public Council, I wasn't that nervous. And I was in the Wild Things roller gate. I wasn't really nervous every time I was like filmed.
So when you talk in front of people, it doesn't make you nervous?
No.
Okay, now what do you want to do when you grow up?
I'm gonna be like a famous skydiver, or a scientist, a meteorologist.
Okay, now you came, and when I met you, Josiah, you were speaking at the county council. So tell me about why the library. You were talking about the library, and why is the library so important to you?
The reason why it feels so important to me is because it's like I always get to I always get to get new books I always get to request new books at the computers. I always get to get videos. I always can. It's a great place to study. It's a great place to do math. It's a great place to do anything.
Okay, so tell people why the library is so important. Why you're so glad that these programs have been saved.
The reason why the programs have been saved because in the Wild Things roller gig, I was one of the people who was supposed to be Mickey couldn't come, so I tried to be one of those. So I was in that Wild Things roller gig and I did it.
You did it? Oh, all right. So what other things interest you besides being a scientist and a skydiver?
Well, whenever I'm at school, we always do like weather things. We always use thermometers and we get plastic cups. So we put warm water in one cup and ice cubes in the other cup.
So you like doing scientific projects and that
Yeah.
sort of thing. All right. So how old are you again?
6.
Do you want to get married?
Yes.
You do? Okay. Do you drive?
No.
Okay, well, I'll drive you around, all right?
Okay.
All right, well, to learn more about the Richland County Public Library, you can call them at 799-9084. And want something fun and educational for your child to do this summer? Free of charge. If your child is between the ages of 7 and 12, then listen up. We've created a fun and engaging one-day program known as Richland 101 for Kids. This is a hands-on program designed to introduce young people to the ABCs of county government. This year, we're partnering with Dutch Square Mall on Thursday, July 19th. Lunch will be served, and the program, let me tell you, it's free. For more information and to register your child, you can call us at 576-2065. And at summer recess, area law enforcement officials will tell you it's not all fun and games, especially when it comes to your teens and young adults. Now, we've had a couple of high-profile deaths involving teens and traffic accidents. Joining me in the studio to discuss this is Senior Master Deputy Matt Southern. How are you?
I'm fine, Stephanie. Thank you.
Good. I mean, this is a difficult topic to talk about, but definitely a necessary one.
Well, it is, and, you know, driving a car is a responsibility, and a lot of times teens get in these cars, they don't think about the things they need to do while they're behind the wheel, the things they need to think about while they're behind the wheel of a car.
How do you think parents and maybe even adults that are around the community can do a better job of making them take it a little bit more serious?
Parents need to be involved with their kids. Parents need to know where their kids are going, what time their kids are going to be home, who is in the car with those kids. They need to be the parents. They need to know what's going on in their children's lives.
And it's just very tragic. Just here recently in the early part of the summer, late spring, we've had DUI incidences involving several young children, and then also children taking the cars or teenagers taking cars and resulting in death. And it really seems like something that could be completely preventable.
We certainly have. We want teens and anyone that gets in a car to remember buckling up is an important thing. If you're going to choose to drink and drive, don't do it. That's a bad choice. We have to remember the choices that we make when we get in those automobiles can affect not just you, it can affect your family, your friends. Dutch Fork High School, for example, they've lost many students just this past year from traffic accidents, and it's very tragic, and it's probably hit that school very hard. They've teamed with the National Safety Council and local law enforcement to deal with the program called Alive at 25, and it makes the children think about the choices they make when they get into the driver's seat. Not just, for them, but who's riding with them, things of that nature.
I mean, it's definitely something, a sobering fact that we need to all do a better job of. Just very quickly, one of the things that's really on the minds of people now is the high-profile case, I believe, out of Kansas City, Missouri, the Kelsey Smith case, where this young lady went into a Target and wound up becoming a crime victim. What can we all do? I mean, it can happen to teens, it can happen to adults, it can happen to young, old, black, white, green, yellow, purple, whatever, but how can we be a little bit more conscious about people that may be following us, or be a little bit more safe when
we all need to be vigilant. We need to make, look around and see if people are following us. If you feel that someone's following you, everybody this day and age has a cell phone. Call 911. Get someone on the phone line with you that can help you. That's an unfortunate incident, and I just saw on the news today that she, was found, and I couldn't be the person that found her. I can tell you that now.
For more information, contact the Sheriff's Department at 576-3000. Master Deputy, thank you for being here. We'll have more after this break. Welcome back to Richland Revealed, your news and information show about the events and happenings in Richland County and the Midlands. Good morning to you. I'm your host, Stephanie Snowden. It's a new day in the lower Richland community of Arthurtown. Last month, Richland County, along with several of its partners, celebrated the completion of a $1.6 million Arthurtown revitalization project.
This is a long time dream of the community and for Richland County.
The 5-year project brought brand new affordable single-family homes, roads, sidewalks, and improved recreational facilities to this historic community. First Citizens Bank built 2 of the new homes and partnered with Richland County and sponsors to promote home ownership and to breathe new life into Arthurtown.
As we dedicate these homes, we are making not only an investment in Arthurtown, but we are presenting the opportunity for 2 new families to achieve the American dream.
One person seeking the American dream is a new Arthurtown resident. Tamara King tells her story of a dream fulfilled.
This is the day Catherine Boatnight has been waiting nearly 50 years for.
It means a whole lot. I got my own house. I can plant my garden. I can plant flowers. I can invite my family and we can have cookouts and talk. You know, just being free.
This is Boatnight's first home.
Dishwasher, stove, refrigerator.
She is one of 9 families moving into new homes in the revitalized Arthurtown community. Soon she will call this spacious 3-bedroom and 2-bath house her permanent residence.
I'm going to love it. Never had that much space.
Richland County, along with community assistance provider and First Citizens Bank, were instrumental in revitalizing the Arthurtown community, bringing affordable housing, a community park, and child care.
But other than that, we are just happy to be a part of this. I think it's a great opportunity for us as well as the community to grow and to just show people, hey, this was once maybe an area that was underserved and undeveloped, but hey, look at us now.
There are 9 new homes here in Arthurtown, and more are scheduled. And home developers as well as new homeowners, they say here there's a draw for everyone.
We love the community. We love how close it is to Williams-Brice Stadium. We think it's going to be a real opportunity for a lot of families to move into this area, families that want to live in downtown Columbia.
A draw that Boatnight says has been a blessing and a great investment into her family's future.
And they said they was going to get me in here, and they did, and thank God that I made it from my first house.
This is Tamara King for Richland Revealed.
If you'd like more information about our home ownership programs, contact the Office of Community Development at 576-2055. And Richland and Fairfield counties recently exchanged big checks, and I mean really big checks, as part of their multi-county industrial agreement. This agreement allows developed counties such as Richland to partner with smaller counties in the state to help bring industry into the region. County officials feel it's a win-win situation for all parties involved.
We have competition with other regions, and so therefore we need to be partnering our resources together as entities to be able to compete on a regional basis and on an international basis. So Fairfield is not our competition, they're our partner.
Our residents are really seeing the savings with our new discount prescription drug card. The card is available to all county residents, and we introduced it last July, free of charge. To date, we have saved Richland County residents more than $50,000, and that may be closer to $60,000 on their prescriptions. Again, the card is free and available to all Richland County residents. For a list of available locations, you can go to our website at richlandonline.com and click on the prescription drug card link, or contact us at the Office of Public Information at 576-2065. Are you sprucing up your neighborhood, yard, or business? Well, you may qualify for an Appearance Counts Award. To learn more about this award program, contact us at 576-2065. And Midlands Technical College is going multinational and has landed a British-based medical software company as the first tenant of its 25,000 square foot business accelerator facility located on the Enterprise campus of Midlands Technical College. The facility will be designed to accommodate emerging businesses. And in Lower Richland County, Color Pro is a business incubator of sorts for startup business in the Eastover and Lower Richland community. Color Pro is managed by entrepreneur.
It's okay. It's a tough word.
It is, especially on a day like today. Okay.
Are you ready?
Did you want to add anything? Is this okay?
Oh, no.
Okay,
You're doing
all right.
fine.
All right. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. And in Lower Richland County, Color Pro Inc. is a business incubator of sorts for startup businesses in the Eastover and Lower Richland community. Color Pro is managed by businesswoman Ann Pringle Washington, who's joining me in the studio. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
And I know it's sort of a family affair that Mr. Washington's also involved, as well as your son, correct?
That is correct. This is a family business.
Now, I had an opportunity. I didn't know what this Color Pro was. I didn't know if you did inkjet copying. I didn't understand Color Pro. And then went out there and just could not believe what you are doing in Eastover and what you're doing for startup businesses. So kind of give the people at home an idea of what the mission is and why you feel so passionate about it.
Color Pro really has evolved over the years. We actually started out as that company that did those copies that you're talking about and some sports paraphernalia. And we still do some of that. But we have expanded beyond that in order to include our entire community, to try to bring some others along with us. That is how the incubator came about. And Color Pro's mission really is to continue its growth and development while bringing the community along with it.
Now you do training. I mean, folks can learn accounting. People that may have never put their hands on a computer are learning how to manage their inventory. And what I think is just also wonderful is that, you know, I may have a side business, baking cookies or whatever in Eastover, and if I want to hold a business meeting, I don't necessarily want to invite someone into my home. And so provided that they follow your rules, folks can actually use free of charge office space and just look very professional. How did that come about?
That's true, and it's because we didn't have access to that sort of thing when we started our company back in '83. That's how when we first got started. That suite is set up with everything that you need to work with your customer or your client. But you do have to follow the rules. That's one of the major criteria, and that is to call in advance and to make sure that you arrive promptly for your appointment. Everything, as I've indicated, is in there. It's high-speed internet wired. We do have wireless communication, so you don't even have to connect any wires. Simply go online. Your client will be greeted by the receptionist, and bingo.
Well, and I know that this is not a money-making venture, and you could be doing so many other things just to, you know, line your pocket, so to speak. Why do you think it's important to look out for folks, particularly in the rural areas of Eastover, Hopkins, and some of the other areas?
Well, in my case, it's a family tradition. That's the way I was brought up. During the years when I was a child, my dad and my mom, they made certain that whatever we had, that we shared with the community, and the community shared with us. That same concept kind of has carried over as I've grown into adulthood. And what we're attempting to do is to encourage others to understand that if only one person is developing as a result of a business, then that really isn't progress. Progress is when you're able to bring others along as a unit.
Well, thank you. You bring many people along, including myself. That's going to do it for this edition of Richland Revealed. We'll see you back here next Sunday.